Hello guys and welcome to government class, and of course today we'll also continue on our forms of what of government, on our study on the forms of government. Okay, in the last class we looked at some, so please ensure you go check it out. Okay, and today we're going to look at another two, all right, that is republicanism and democracy. Okay, so I'm going to look at republicanism, and then we're going to look at democracy. All right, please do not forget that these tutorials, these episodes, they are brought to you by the O3 Schools application. All right, if you have made a conscious decision, okay, if your prayer, okay, since has been, I want to write this JAMB exam and never have to write it again, please go and get that application. All right, do all you can to get the O3 Schools application on your phone. All right, for JAMB and for WAEC. Okay, the WAEC exam now is completely going CBT. All right, so please, you need the O3 Schools CBT app. Okay, the WAEC app more than ever. All right, the JAMB application, in fact, the testimonies are there to show that the success rate is very high. All right, so please, if you want to pass your exam at once and never have to think of it again, going for courses in the arts, okay, please, this is the best application that you can get out there. All right, so we'll talk about the app in a moment. Let us see a past question pertaining to this. From the O3 Schools application. All right, so let us see 2018 number 38. This is a 2018 question number 38. We got this using the question search feature on the app. Okay, we can search for question on any topic for any subject. Okay, and the question that either JAMB or WAEC have set, okay, will come out for you to answer. Wonderful feature. It says that in a democracy, the ultimate authority resides in the head of state, which also is the Chief Justice. B says the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. C says the Senate President. D says the Speaker of the House. Okay, so we'll come back to this question and many more at the end of the class. Okay, so you do not need to worry. Okay, after each class, all right, we study past questions, we answer past questions together, so that your confidence will be improved. All right, so please get the application. All the past questions for all the subjects are there. Okay, apart from this, you also see the classroom feature. There has lecture note, latest JAMB syllabus, flashcard, video lessons, study timetable. You can create a timetable on the application. Question search feature, you can search for question, mock exams on the application every Saturday. All right, and so many other features. All right, I do not want to waste time talking about all the features, but please, you can see them being displayed on the screen right now. All right, please get the application immediately and make sure you get it working, activate it. Okay, nobody's here to scam you. Okay, we're not doing all of this just to scam you for a little token that you are paying. You are investing to your future to succeed. All right, if you want to activate the app for your laptop, it's available. Okay, you can download the app for your laptop. Okay, message this number on WhatsApp 0912151526. Okay, to download the app for your laptop. Okay, and then we'll send you the link to download it. The app is available for your iPhone, available for your Android devices. Okay, get it, activate it. Okay, to activate, click on activate. At the top, you find where they wrote buy activation key. The next page that opens, okay, you'll see the options that you can activate with. All right, you can use direct transfer, you can pay online, okay, and your app will be automatically activated. All right, use any method that you feel free to use, and everything will go serene. All right, so let us begin quickly with republicanism. Okay, so we're beginning with republicanism. These are the last forms of government we'll discuss. All right, so what is republicanism? All right, so for example, Nigeria is a republic. Okay, the people, they choose their leaders, okay, through elections. In republicanism, the people choose their leaders, okay, through what? Elections, and the leaders have to what? Rule, okay, by what? By obeying what? The laws. All right, so that is what republicanism. All right, so you define republicanism, okay, as a form of government. Okay, it is a form of government where the people choose their leaders through elections. Their leaders through election, okay, and then those leaders, they rule according to the law, and those leaders rule according to the law. Okay, so this is what republicanism. Republicanism is a form of government where the people choose. They choose their leaders through elections, okay? And then those leaders, they have to what? Abide by the rules. So there's rule of law, okay? They have to what? Rule by what? By obeying the laws, okay? They rule according to the law. That is what Republican what? Government, type of what of government, okay? So it's a form of government where the people choose their leaders through elections, and those leaders, okay, they rule according to the what? To the law. In a republic, no one rules for life, okay? In a republic, no one, you cannot rule for life. Okay, so leadership is not what? It's not passed down. It's not inherited. Okay, because the people have to what? Okay, the people have to what? Choose their leaders. Okay, through what? Voting. Okay, all right. So it's a form of government where the people choose their leaders through elections. Okay, and what those leaders lead according to the law. So there's nothing like a king. Okay, you cannot rule for life. Just like a king or queen. Okay. Okay, it's not what like a queen, it's not monarchical, okay? All right, so you cannot rule for life in republic, all right? So people have to what? Choose their leaders. So leaders are elected for a period of time, okay? In republicanism, all right? Leaders are chosen, okay? They are elected for a period of time. And if those leaders do not do well, okay, the people can remove them, right? That is what republicanism. For example, in Nigeria, we vote, okay, to choose our president. We conduct elections to choose our president, to choose our what, or to elect our governors. Okay, even our lawmakers, like the House of what? Reps. Okay, House of Reps. Okay, and also the Senate. Okay, so our lawmakers also what? Conduct election to what? To choose them. All right, so because of this, it means that Nigeria is practicing what? Republicanism. Okay, because the people, okay, can choose what their leaders through what? Election. Okay, so please let me go over this again. I say republicanism is a form of government whereby the people will choose their leaders, okay, through what? Election. And those leaders, they rule according to the law. And in republicanism, okay, they do not what? Rule for life. It is not hereditary. You cannot transfer it to what? To your son. Okay? All right. So you do not rule for life like a king or queen. It doesn't happen like that. Leaders are elected. Okay? And the people what? We choose them. And if they are not doing well, they can remove them. All right. And I say, for example, in Nigeria, we conduct election to choose our president, to choose our governors, our lawmakers, that is the House of Reps and Senate. That means Nigeria is practicing republicanism, okay, because what the people are the ones who chose them. All right, so please stick to this definition. All right, now let us see the features. So what do we see in republicanism that makes us say, this is republicanism? Okay, so the features of republicanism. All right, so what are the features, okay, of what's it called, of republicanism? Number one is elected leaders, okay? We say the people choose their leaders through elections, okay? So number one, now the main feature is what? Elected leaders. Elected leaders, okay? That means that the people vote for their leaders. All right, the people vote for their leaders. The people are not born into what? Power. Okay, so you do not wake up one morning and say, your father is the president. Okay, so you yourself now, okay, one day you become the president. Okay, so it's not inherited. People are not born into power. All right, the people choose who will lead them through what? Elections. So number one feature is what is elected what? Leaders. All right, then number two, we have rule of law. Rule of law. In rule of law, it means that everybody will obey the law, even including the president himself will obey him. Okay, so rule of law is another feature of what? Of republicanism. Okay, everybody will obey the laws, including the president. All right, so the rule of law means that everyone, including the president, obeys the laws. Okay, then of course number three, we have what? Fixed tenure. Fixed tenure. All right, it means that what now? People rule, okay? All right, for what? The leaders, they rule for a specific period of time. All right, for like in Nigeria now, okay, the president, okay, can only rule for 4 years, okay? Total of 8 years in 2 tenures. But 1 tenure is what is 4 years, all right? So you cannot exceed that. You cannot say my first tenure now I want to do 8 years. The second one I will do 9 years, okay? No, it's fixed, okay? That is the law. All right, so the president also must obey it. Okay, after finishing his first tenure, he needs to go through the process of election again to now get to the second tenure. All right, so people rule, or leaders rule for a specific time. Okay, for example, you can say 4 years in Nigeria as an example. All right, then separation of power is another feature. Separation of power. Okay, so in separation of power, it means that the power is shared, okay, between the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Okay, power is shared between those three. All right, so power is shared between the executive, okay, the legislature, and the judiciary. Okay, all right, so power is what is shared, all right, between the executive, between the legislature, and the judiciary. All right, so it's not only the president that wields all the power. Okay, so power is shared between these three arms. Okay, the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Then also there's a concept of popular participation. Okay, number 5, popular participation. Okay, from participation here, okay, it means that people can join parties, people can vote. Okay, people or citizens can vote, people can vote. Okay, they can join parties. Okay, and express opinion. All right, so that is the concept of popular participation. Okay, that means that people have the right to vote. Okay, they have the right to join parties. They have the right to air their views. Okay, they have the right to protest. They have the right to everything. Okay, so that is what people can vote. That is popular participation. People can vote, join parties, and express opinion. Okay, so that is the 5th one. Is there another one? Okay, number 6, no hereditary rule. Okay, number 6. No hereditary rule. All right, so this here tells us that you cannot transfer it, okay, from parent, okay, to child. It cannot be passed down from parent to child. Okay, so leadership, if I just say leadership is not passed down from parent to child. Okay, so examples of country where we see republicanism. Nigeria is one. All right, in Nigeria. Okay, in USA. All right, we see in France, in India. Okay, all of these countries, they have the president. Okay, they have president. All right, they do not have king or queen. Okay, that oversee the affairs of the state. Okay, they have a president. And now let's quickly see advantages and disadvantages of republicanism. But before we do that, okay, we have discovered that a lot of you are the reason why people have poor JAMB results. Okay, because these lectures here that designed to help those people out there, but you have decided, you have even gone to the village to go and swear that you will not support this video. You will not support this video so that other people will see it. Okay, which is very bad. Please, the only way you can support us, if we say send us money now, you will not send us money. Or most of you are stingy. Okay, some of you say you are students. Okay, you are this one, you are that one. All right, but you'll be buying wig of 100,000. All right, so please, the only way you can support us is by liking this video. Just click on that like button now. Okay, click on the like button. Okay, copy the link of the video from wherever you're watching. TikTok, follow us on TikTok. Facebook, follow us on Facebook. If it's YouTube, copy the link, share it to your friends and loved ones. If you're watching from YouTube, subscribe to the channel. All right, and of course, keep sharing, and the Lord will bless you. The more you like the video, the more this video is suggested to other students who are preparing for this exam. Okay, please keep doing that. All right, we appreciate the love, appreciate the effort. All right. And of course, you can drop comments. Okay. You like what you are seeing? Thank you so much for these classes. It will not be something bad to encourage us. All right. Download your app also and activate it immediately. So let us see advantages. Advantages. All right, so what are the advantages of republicanism? Okay, in republicanism, people have freedom and people have rights. Okay, they have freedom and right. That's one of the main advantages. All right, so number one, you say people have freedom and rights. Okay, so that is number one. This is right, please. People have freedom and right. And then number two, the leaders are accountable to the people. Okay, they are accountable to the people. So periodically, all right, they will say, okay, this is how much we are spending on, this is the budget, okay, this is how much we are spending on the road, okay, this is how much we are doing on electricity, this is how much we are spending on so and so. The leaders are accountable. And through through mass media, like the TV, television, like our TVs, okay, radio stations, okay, you see that word that they go periodically to what? To speak on issues, okay, to enlighten what the populace that, okay, that this is what and what they are achieved, this is what they are doing. So they are accountable to the world, to the people. All right. So number two, people, leaders, rather, are accountable to the people. Okay. Then number three, everyone is equal before the law. Everybody is equal before the law, right? So, father, you're a president, father, you're this one, okay, you must what? You must obey what the law. So, there's rule of law. So, everybody is equal before the law, all right? So, everyone is equal before the law, all right? Then also number four, all right? For example, like I've said already, that leaders, they rule for a specific period of time, okay? And of course, they can be voted out if they are not doing well in republicanism. So bad leaders can be voted out. That is the advantage of what? Of republicanism. So bad leaders can be voted out. For example, if I am the president now, all right, and I do yaga, I do anyhow, okay, I'm not meeting the people's need. The poor people are suffering, they are hungry. Okay, I keep on increasing tax, keep on taxing people, all right, snatching away their hard-earned money, and I'm not providing jobs for the populace. Okay, people do not have work to do, people cannot feed their family. You say this next 4 years, you know, go come back, okay? You vote me out. Okay, that is what it means. All right, so but I'm not going to be that kind of bad leader. So bad leaders can be what? Can be voted out. All right. So that is what advantages of what? Of republicanism. So now what about the disadvantages? Okay. Number one, let me say disadvantages. All right. So disadvantages of what? Of republicanism is that elections, because you choose your leader through elections. Election can be what? Can be expensive. Very expensive and stressful. All right, you see that during presidential election in Nigeria, you see the amount they budget for election. It is very, very huge. Okay, so it's expensive, and not only expensive, the manpower that is needed to conduct all this election, okay, is stressful to organize. Okay, so that's one of what the disadvantages. So number one, you say elections can be stressful and expensive. Okay, and of course, some leaders may be corrupt. So people can go and choose or vote for bad leaders. All right. So some leaders may still become corrupt after you have voted them in. All right. So after you have chosen the leader to come and lead you, you to saying good. Okay. He will tell you this, he will tell you that. All right? He will lie for you, he will deceive you. Okay? You think he's a good person, you vote for him. Then when he goes there, he goes to do another thing. Or self, he may be a very good person. Maybe he may be a governor before and he did very well. So you say, this person can perform well as the president. You now vote him as president. Then he now spoil. Okay? There's so many cases in Nigeria. You see governors who perform well in their state. Okay? But now, when they are now giving chance to maybe go to Senate, to become Senate president or become president of the country, they start misbehaving. Okay, many examples. It seems like they jump some court. Okay, some Ogboni. Okay, they now start misbehaving, start acting very bad, unmannerly. It happens a lot. Okay, so some leaders may become what? Corrupt. Some leaders may become corrupt. Okay, so that is another disadvantage. Okay, right? And also, people may elect bad leaders, all right, unknown to them. Okay, if they are not careful, we can elect bad leaders. All right, so it's almost equal to this one. So number 3, people can elect bad leaders if they are not careful. All right, so these are what the disadvantages of what? Of republicanism. All right, please take note of all of them. So in republicanism, it means rule by what? By elected representatives. All right, republicanism is what? Is ruling by what? By elected representatives. Okay, it is not what? Ruled by what? By kings or queens. Okay, so that is what republicanism, ruled by elected representatives. You elect your representatives. Okay, this person that will want to represent us as the president of the country. This person will want to represent us as senator. This person will want to represent us as a speaker. Okay, and so on and so forth. All right. So these are the advantages and what disadvantages of what? Of republicanism. So without further ado, okay, let's go to what? To democracies. Please download the O3 Schools application. All of these notes, okay, all right, they are on the application. Okay, you have notes, you have lecture notes structured according to the JAMB syllabus. The JAMB syllabus is there also. You can create a timetable from the application, and it will assist you, all right, to create a timetable to easily finish your syllabus in time. All right, so for your JAMB, you must ensure that you finish your syllabus at least twice for all your subjects. Okay, so that what you know that you are fully prepared. Let's see democracy quickly. Democracy. All right, so now what is democracy? Okay, democracy is a form of government whereby the people choose. Okay, the people rule. Actually, the people, they are the one ruling. Okay, forget say there's president. All right, forget say there are lawmakers. Right, forget that you have judiciary. Okay, the people rule, right, by choosing their leaders. Okay, and they have a say on how the country is run. Right, so the people's voice matter. Everyone's voice matter in democracy. All right, so that is what democracy is. A form of government whereby what the people what rule by choosing their leaders, and then they have a say on how the country is run. Okay, so let's put that down. All right, this is what a form of government where the people rule by voting to choose their leaders and having a say on how the country, all right, is what is run. All right, that is what democracy, a form of government where the people rule. They're the one ruling. Forget. Okay, so sovereignty resides in the people. Sovereignty resides on the people. So these people that have the power. Okay, they have the power. Okay, so the people that are the one ruling by voting to choose their leaders and then having a say on how the country is run. So in a democracy, okay, it is the people that have the power. People have the power. Okay, so it is not kings. Okay, it is not queens. Okay, it is not soldiers. All right, everyone's voice is what matters in democracy. So the power resides ultimately in the people in a democracy. You must take note of that. All right, everyone's voice is what matters in a democracy. Okay, so there's a definition that's given by one-time president of America, Abraham Lincoln. Okay, he is regarded as the father of democracy. All right, he is the father of democracy. He said that democracy is the government Democracy is the government of the people, okay, by the people, and for the people. All right. So this is what Abraham Lincoln's definition of what of democracy, okay, is regarded as the father of democracy. All right. He said that democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Okay. When he says the government of the people here, or the people here, means that the government belongs to everyone. Okay. This one means that what? The government belongs to everyone. All right. So democracy is the government of the people, meaning that what? That the government belongs to what? To everyone. And they also say the word by the people. By the people here means that what? That the people choose their leaders via elections. All right. This is what it means when it says what? By the people. That the people are the one that choose. They're the one that what? That determine who will be their leader. They choose via the process of what? Of election. All right. And then I say for the people. For the people here means that what? That the government works to serve everyone's purpose. All right. So the government is there, all right, to serve everyone, not personal needs. Okay. So government serves what? Everyone. Okay. This is what it means. So when you say democracy is the government of the people, it means that the government is for everybody, of the people, government of the people, and the people get out. Okay. When you say by the people, okay. And also, now say government serves everyone, that is for the people. All right. So by the people here, you say that the people are the one that choose their leaders through what? The process of election. All right. So this is the definition given by Abraham Lincoln. Please understand it vividly well. Okay. It's regarded as the father of democracy. Okay. Democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. A very, very simple what? Definition. Now let us quickly see the features. What are the features of democracy? What do we see in democracy? All right. Please, if you have not liked this video, like the video now. Drop everything you are doing. Click on that hand that looks like this. Okay. Like the video. Copy the link of the video. Share. Download the O3 Schools app. Search for questions. Smash them. Okay. And succeed. Okay. You can succeed at once. So please do not need to write JAMB twice. You have the application. Now let us see features. Features of democracy. All right, so what are the features, okay, of what? Of democracy? Number one, free and fair elections. Free and fair elections. So in a true democracy, okay, there will be what? Free and fair election, okay? People will choose their leaders through what? Election, or via elections, okay? So one of the main features, one, is what? Is free and fair election, okay? People vote to choose their leaders. Okay. Then number two, there's what? Rule of law. Okay. That means everyone obeys the law, including the leaders. Okay. So everyone, including the leaders, must obey the law. That is I'm sure you have heard of rule of law. Rule of law. That's what it means. Okay. That everyone should obey the law. You as a citizen, you are not above the law. You as a leader, you are not above the law. Everyone obeys the law. Okay. So it means that what? Everyone, including leaders, they must what now? Obey the law. Okay. That is what? Rule of law. Then number three, freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Okay. So we have what? The freedom to speak freely. Okay. That's what you mean freedom. Okay. Freely. You have freedom to what? To talk, to express your opinions freely. Okay. So there's freedom of what? Of speech. Okay. People can freely express their what? Their opinions. All right. Then number four, majority rule. Majority rule. Okay. It is the one that what? It's the decision that what? Everybody must agree on. that is what? That is accepted. Okay, so what everybody has said, okay, should be, okay, that is what they drive with. Okay, so that is majority rule. All right, majority wins the vote. You must have heard that before severally. Majority wins the vote. Okay, so majority rule. All right, that the decision most people agree on is accepted. Okay, that's majority rule. Then number 5, we have what's protection of human rights. Okay, so your rights have to be protected. That is a major feature of what? Of democracy. Protection of what? Of human rights. Okay, right to what? To freedom. Okay, right to what? To speech. Right to what? To equality. Okay, right to what? To life. Okay, so all of these rights have to be protected. So it's a major feature of what? Of democracy. Protection of human rights. Okay, so you can simply say that well, citizens have rights. Citizens have rights like freedom, life, like freedom, life, and what? And equality, which must be what? Which must be protected. Okay, so citizens have rights. Okay, they have right like freedom, they have right like life, all right, and they have rights like equality, and they must be what? They must be what? Protected. All right. Then also we have what? Accountability. Accountability by leaders. Okay, so leaders, like we said, must be accountable. They must be accountable. So they must give regular updates. Okay, so leaders must give regular updates. Okay, about what their all their what projects. Okay, so leaders must be what? Must be accountable. Must be accountable. Okay, they must give what? Updates. Okay, they must explain their actions. Okay, they must what? Explain their actions to the people. It is very important, okay, that what to give us regular updates. What is happening? Okay, then also number 6, another feature, number 7 now, another feature is what is equality. So before the law, everyone is what is equal. Every man has one vote. Okay, every man has one vote. But I've heard of what? One man, one vote. Okay, all right. It is what Oshomole used to what? To win Edo State that time. Okay, it brought the mantra one man, one vote. Okay, so there's equality. Everyone's voices matter. Okay, everyone has what? One vote. Okay, and of course that vote, okay, must be protected. All right, and then of course, aside from this, equal rights, all right, is something that's what? That is a major feature of what? Of democracy. Okay, equal rights of all citizens. All right, everyone has one vote, so everyone has one vote and equal rights. Okay, so that is that about what? About what? The features of what? Of democracy. Now let us quickly see the types. The types of democracy. We have many types, but we have 2 major types: direct democracy and indirect democracy. Those are the 2 major types we have, but we have several other ones. Okay, so let us quickly take a swipe at them before we talk about the advantages and disadvantages of democracy. Okay, so let's see the types of democracy. All right, so types of democracy, we have direct, we have indirect, like I said. Okay, we have other liberal, we have constitutional, we have presidential, we have social democracy, we have participatory democracy. But I'm going to take a swipe at them. But quickly, let's begin with the, what's it called? Direct democracy. Okay, so direct democracy. Okay, in direct democracy, the people what make decisions themselves. Okay, there are no representatives. There are no elected representatives. The people make the decisions themselves. Okay, so people make decisions themselves. Okay, that means that what? That there are no representative. No, they elect any representative. Okay, so there are no representatives. Okay, so everyone votes directly. Everyone votes directly on what? On issues and laws. Okay, so we want to make laws. Everyone will vote. Everybody will raise up hand. For example, this happened. This was used in what? In ancient Greece. Ancient Greece. Okay, Athens. Okay, where the people will gather in an open place. Okay, they'll gather in an open place and then they will discuss and vote on new laws. Okay, by raising up of their hands. Okay, everybody will come out. Okay, in an open place, they'll vote, they'll discuss and vote on on issues. Okay, so that is what an example. All right, it happened a lot in ancient Greece. What they do is they raise up their hands. Okay, so what are the features of what's it called? Direct democracy. Okay, one of the features is that all citizens participate. Okay, so all citizens are directly involved. That's the features. Okay, so see that one, number one, all citizens take part in decision making. Number one, all citizens take part. No one is left out. Take part in decision making. Okay, and of course, you know that this can only work well in small communities. All right, it works only well in small communities. You cannot gather the whole Nigeria now and say, let them come to one. Where you want to put them? Where you want containers? Okay, that everybody's voice will not be heard. All right, so it cannot work. All right, it cannot work in large countries. It can only work in small communities. Okay, so works well in small communities. All right. Then another feature is that there will be no need for elected representatives. Okay, because the people are making decisions themselves. So number three, no need for elected representatives. All right. So that is on direct democracy. Okay. What are the advantages? Advantages is that everybody's voice will be heard. Advantages. Okay, so everyone's voice, okay, will be heard on issues. Okay, right? So everyone's voice, okay, is what is heard directly. Okay, so because you are there in that space, you are there in that open place. Okay, you are raising up your hand, you are speaking on discussing on issues, discussing on laws. Okay, so everyone's voice is heard. Then number two, it promotes unity and understanding. Promotes unity and understanding. Okay, so these are the advantages of direct democracy. Okay, but what are disadvantages? It can be very stressful and expensive. Okay, so it's very, very, very in fact, it's even very difficult. Okay, it's difficult in large countries. So disadvantages, number one. Okay, difficult. It's difficult in large countries. Okay, and then of course to be expensive, because you gather people like that in one place. All right, you need to feed them now. Okay, it's expensive. All right, logistics and so on and so forth. All right, so it's expensive and stressful. All right, it's expensive and stressful. That's why it's used only in small communities. Okay, that's why it works well in small communities. So this is direct democracy. These questions they come out in your exam very well. You'll see when we start talking about past questions. So let us now see indirect democracy. All right, so please download the O3 Schools app. Okay, download it, activate it. Okay, once you download the app, okay, click on activate. All right. Once you click on activate, you see where they wrote buy activation key at the top. Okay, click on it. You see the options. You can pay with your card online. Your app will be automatically activated, or you can decide to just transfer to the account. Okay, and then you can send out the receipt on WhatsApp. All right. In fact, after you transfer on that same page, you see where they wrote send. You fill your details, and then you will be told to send on WhatsApp. You can just send it directly on WhatsApp. Don't click on it. It will be sent to our WhatsApp. Simple. All right, so now let us see indirect democracy. Indirect democracy. All right, so indirect democracy, okay? Indirect democracy is also called representative democracy. Okay, so that is, you must, in fact, that's an exam pass question, okay? WAEC and JAMB, all right? So indirect democracy is known as what? Representative democracy, because the people choose what? Representatives. Like, they may choose governors, senators, okay? They may choose presidents, okay? Governors, senators, okay, and House of Assembly members, as you see it, okay, House of Rep and the Senate House, okay, to what? To make decisions. They elect representatives to make decisions on their behalf. Okay, so that is what? Indirect democracy. Okay, so in indirect democracy, people elect, if you want to write, elect representatives, okay, like president, governor, senators, okay, to make decisions on their behalf. That is why we call it what? Representative democracy. Okay, you choose representatives, okay, to what? To make decisions on your behalf. Right? For example, in Nigeria, okay, we elect our president, our governors, our lawmakers, okay, to what? To go to what? Make decisions on our behalf. Those people, they represent us. It is us they are representing, not their interest. Okay, all right. In a true representative government, okay, they represent us, not their interest. But you see, Nigeria today, okay, you elect National Assembly members. Once they go there, they know who know you again. Okay, which is very, very, very bad. All right. So, but that is how it's supposed to be. Okay. So people elect representatives to make decisions on what? On their behalf. Okay. So what are the features? Features of representative democracies. Okay. People choose their leaders. So number one, features. Okay. You know that word, that people choose their leaders through election. All right. So that is one major feature of indirect democracy or representative democracy. Okay. It is the people that choose their leaders through what? Election. And this works well in large countries. Works well in large countries. Okay, so this can work well in large countries. Okay, so instead of gathering people in an open place, all right, so you elect representatives. Okay, that's why I call it representative democracy. You elect representatives, all right, and of course, leaders make decisions, okay, for people in a representative democracy. Leaders make decisions for people. So that's another feature. Leaders make decisions for people, all right, in a representative democracy. All right, so these are the features of representative democracy. People choose their leader through elections. It works well in large communities, and then leaders make decisions for people. What about the advantages? What are the advantages that we can draw from what? From indirect democracy. Okay, and for indirect democracy, we definitely know that one advantage is that it is easier to manage in large countries. That's an advantage, okay, of indirect democracy as compared to the direct one, right, where people gather in an open place. It's easier to manage, so it's an advantage. Okay, number one, it is easier to manage in large countries. Okay, that is what? An advantage. And of course, bad leaders can be removed via election. Bad leaders can be removed. Okay, so let's say you have a president that's not doing well now. Okay, the next election you remove him, you vote him out. Okay, to show that the power, okay, sovereignty lies in the people. So now disadvantages. Okay, so number one, some leaders may even forget the people's need. Some leaders may forget the people's needs. Okay, they may forget the people's need. They will not go there for their own personal interest. Okay, they no go send your papa again, oh, bro. they go leave you. Waiting no good. All right. So some leaders may forget the people's need, and that is very, very what bad. And of course, it can be expensive also. It can be very expensive and stressful also. All right. So it can be very, very, very expensive, stressful. Even sometimes it can be unfair. It can be unfair. All right. The person wey suppose win, they're not going to give him. Okay. Because the body, okay, that's what organizing this election is not what is biased. Okay, or is not what they are not firm on that decision. Okay, so that is this disadvantage. These are disadvantages of what of indirect democracy. Like I said, we have other types: liberal democracy, constitutional democracy, participatory democracy, social democracy, and what and the like. So let's just quickly take a quick run at them. All right, please download the O3 Schools application. All right, download the O3 Schools application, activate it, and start preparing now. All right, so let's see other types. Other types. All right, so other types include liberal democracy. Okay, liberal or democracy. Okay, in this liberal democracy, it protects a type of democracy that protects people's rights and freedom. Okay, like for example, associate in USA, associate in Nigeria. Okay, so that's an example. Okay, this one what protects people's rights and freedom. Okay, they also have constitutional. Okay, in this one, government power is limited by constitution. In constitutional democracy, government power is limited. Okay, government's power is limited by a constitution. Okay, so that's what we call constitutional democracy. Okay, in which government power is limited by a constitution. Then, of course, we have parliamentary. Okay, so the parliament chooses the head of government in parliamentary democracy. The parliament chooses the head of government. Okay, so like for example, associating in the UK, all right, the parliament chooses in parliamentary democracy, the parliament chooses the head of government, as seen in UK. All right, so that is what parliamentary democracy. Then we have presidential democracy also. Presidential democracy. Okay, and of course, you know that the president is chosen by what? By the people. All right, that is what presidential democracy. The president is chosen by what? By the people, just like in USA, as seen in Nigeria. Okay, so the president here in presidential democracy, the president is chosen by the people, as seen in USA, as seen in Nigeria. Okay, that is what presidential democracy. Then we also have social democracy. Okay, for social democracy, the government allows for free elections. Okay, government allows free elections and private businesses. Okay, they allow private businesses to strive. Okay, so they allow free elections and allow private businesses to strive. Okay, to blossom. Okay, and of course, the government also provides for social welfare. Okay, like free education. Okay, they provide whatever like health care. Okay, and also they support the poor. Support for the poor. Okay, so that's what we call social democracy. Okay, all right. They allow for free elections and private businesses, and then provide social welfare like free education, like healthcare and support for the poor. Then we have participatory. Okay, so here the citizens or the people take active part in what? In government. Okay, they take active part, okay, in what? In government what decisions, okay. They do not just only vote and go and rest, okay. They take active part in government what? Decisions, okay. So these are the types of what? Of what's it called? Of democracy that we have, all right. So please, I'm taking a swipe at it. Sorry about that. If you want to look at them, just take the video back a bit. Now, you may want to ask a very important question. What is the difference between democracy and republicanism? Republicanism. Okay, so now, obviously, if you look at them very critically well, you see that both democracy and republicanism, they draw a lot of similarities. But of course, they still have what differences. In republicanism and democracy, they both what give what power to the people and allow what the citizens or the people to what to choose their leaders, isn't it? Okay, but of course, there's a very, very silent difference. Like in democracy, as you know it to be, all right, the majority wins the vote. Okay, so the decision that is taken by most people is what? The one that is accepted. Okay, even if the decision is unfair, even if the decision is what is bad, okay, all right. So long that the majority have what chosen to follow with that, go with that decision, it will to be accepted. Okay, that is democracy. Okay, but in republicanism, all right, you see that even the leaders and the citizens, okay, there's a law that is guiding them. So even if the people are choosing them, there are laws, okay, that they must follow. There are laws that have been laid down, okay, that they must follow. Okay, so there's a very silent difference between democracy and republicanism. So please just take note of that. Just say I should take a swipe at that. Okay. Now let us go to the Old Schools application, answer questions, and we are out of here. So let us see 2018 number 38, the one we're looking at initially. 2018 number 38. Okay, it says that in a democracy, ultimate authority resides in the head of state, who is also the Chief Justice, B says Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, C says Senate President, D says Speaker of the House. Okay, so in democracy, ultimate authority resides in the head of state. Okay, in Nigeria, like for example, in our democracy, okay, the head of state is what? The commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the country. Okay, so correct answer of what would be option B, not Senate President, not Chief Justice, not Speaker of the House. Then we'll see 2005, number 41. They say a major flaw in a liberal democracy. We talk about liberal democracy just now. Okay, where everyone's rights. Okay, everyone has freedom. Okay, of rights. They say a major flaw. They say the limitation of the freedom of expression. Okay, there's no limitation. Okay, B say its emphasis on political rights over economic rights. C say that it promotes political instability. C say its emphasis on collective ownership. Okay, if you look at this option very well, okay, this is a very technical question. You know that liberal democracy, okay, promotes what? People's freedom and rights. Okay, and this means that you can make protests. Okay, you can change your leaders if they're not doing well, and so on and so forth. So what can it lead to? It can lead to political instability. That's why option C is the most correct answer for this question. So you must think out of the box also. You'll be asked some questions, you need to think out of the box to answer them. We have 1998, number 14. It says that in a democracy, franchise is given to all, A say adult citizens, B say citizens, C say loyal party members, D say resident adults. Okay, franchise ability to vote. Okay, all right, and be voted for. All right, is given to adult citizens. Children cannot go and vote. So once you are above a certain age, when you're an adult, okay, you can you can vote. You have the right to vote in public election. That is franchise. Okay, so franchise is given to adult citizens. Please take note of that. All right, then we have 2024. Number 29, it says that which of the following is a key feature of democracy? It says centralized decision making, B say rule by a single leader, C say protection of minority rights, D say authoritarian rule. Correct answer is protection of minority rights. Okay, so everyone's rights, okay, is protected. All right, now let's see 2009. Number 32, it says, democracy is a system of government that is constituted by the will of the majority of citizens. Very correct, okay? It's the will of the majority, okay, that win the vote. Majority win. Imposed on the majority of citizens, designed to favor the elite, put in place to favor the party caucus. Okay, correct answer is option A. So you go to the app now, click on question search. Okay, then we'll search for this question. Okay, 1995. Select governments as subjects. Okay, the O3 Schools app now. Okay, select government, then search for this question. Just search for democracy or search for republicanism. You see questions on them. Then select this yes and answer them. 1995, number 8. 2021, number 35. 1999, number 6. Okay, answer them. These are assignments. I want to see the answers in the comment section to show that you are following. I'll see you in the next class. Thank you for watching.